Welcome back to the Realist Podcast. How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, we back, we here, we back in the seat. Check it out. I don't normally give a whole lot of lunchtime shows, but yeah, it's about that time. And I hope you understand and appreciate the topic. Dig this. Gossip is not knowledge. I promise you it's not. It's a situation. It's when entertainment makes you dumber. Because gossip is always depending on what somebody else says, and then they formulate these whole idiocentric non-think tanks of how to distribute all of this false, slow burning information. So anyway, check it out. We're gonna use Tasha K as a case study, along with a lot of people that they say a lot of shit for attention, a lot, an awful lot of things. So the thing is, Tasha K made a comment about she says FBA's is like the KKK. Oh man, I mean, the flack she caught about it was warranted. Every single thing that everybody said about her riding her ass was warranted. Because a lot of times when you're a gossip columnist, and I'm not saying that she does a bad show. I'm not saying she's uh, 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 um, not saying she's not entertaining. She's very entertaining. Tasha K is very entertaining. The problem with Tasha K is she's just a gutter snipe. That's the whole thing. Like everything she talks about, she's always trying to ridicule, bring people down. Like the thing is, I don't know if she does this all the time. I'm just looking at the shows I watch. Is she entertaining? Yeah, yeah, very entertaining. Most definitely entertaining as she fucking wants to be. You know what I'm saying? She's fun to watch, but she's also funny looking. But that she's funny looking. That acts to her being a character. You know what I'm saying? So if you talk about her like that, and then she says, people ragged on her. So she's so basically Tasha K is somewhere between. I think she says she's 44, and people like her never grew up. Like they like gossip. They like being a class clown. You never really grew up out of your situation as a child. I think you got some still traumas because if you let what people say about you dictate your responses, you're immature, you're childish, and a lot of people are. So, thing is, anybody that does and have the audacity to put out content, and they say, want to talk about that, you got to accept the backlash. I accept all the backlash I get. I don't too much. I don't even care though. It's like I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and that's I don't give a shit. I really don't care. It's not my concern. How people feel about what I say when I say what I say. I'm gonna say it anyway because that's how I feel. That's my opinion. But it's most of the time the things that I say are not really feelings based. It's just on what I observe. And some people have a problem with that too. Damn, I ain't got no water in my cup right here. I wish I did. I empty. Anyway, let's get to what we're talking about this evening. Being entertaining is a talent. Don't get me wrong. It is a great talent. Everybody want to be an entertainer. Not everybody, but people that are talented with that, with the skill set. Being controversial is a strategy. Being informed is a responsibility. These are three different things. Three different things. Understand what I'm saying? Being entertaining is a talent. Being controversial is a strategy, and being informed is a responsibility. So, when you make certain statements, you want to be informed. You want to know what you're talking about. So, I waited a while to even comment on what Tasha K was saying because she pretty much said it herself. I am ignorant on topics. I'm not well versed. Can somebody help me? I need remedial. Yeah, she pretty much came back with an apology, and it was a half-ass apology. But she basically said she was remedial. So being remedial means that you shouldn't open up your mouth about shit you know nothing about. And that's the problem with, and that's a very good study. That's a very good study for the world to understand about gossip. The thing is she popular? Very popular. You know what I'm saying? Very popular YouTuber. Is she entertaining? Yes, very entertaining. But is she well informed? No, she's not. She's blinded by her foolishness. That's kind of what people do. So anyway, let's get into it. See, gossip has an extremely low barrier for entry, very low. And that's why most people get into these gossip columns and they do these reaction videos because they're not talented enough to hold their own audience. See, I'm gonna try my best, do my best, and be my best because I don't really particularly care for shock value. I like to tell you the truth. So if you're not entertained by my show, it is what it is. But dig this: gossip has an extremely low barrier to entry. You don't need years of study to say it. You just basically, did you hear what happened? You know what I'm saying? Did you hear what happened? But seriously, analysis require reading, research, context, evidence, and the willingness to correct yourself. See, that's the difference between a gossiper and a person like me. I give you entertainment, but I also give you edutainment. You know, I'm entertaining. I'm pretty funny at times when I want to be, but I want to help you increase your mindset, increase the value of your mindset. So I always tell you on the Willis podcast, we talk about what's inside comes out. See, all her hate and vitriol that she mustered up, it had to come out. See, she was very hateful. They like to take and they disrespectful. They always call her total shit. They divisive. But the next time you mention FBA, and I'm not really defending anybody, I'm just talking about how ignorance looks. This is how ignorance looks. So she says all these things, and then I'm ignorant about FBA. I'm sorry, whoever I offended. I want y'all to have a good time on my show when I'm talking about shit and gossiping. Yeah, but see, that's the problem with gossiping. That shit get y'all in trouble because you be saying, was she in trouble, Cardi B? Don't she owe Cardi B like a lot of money? That's the problem. Open up your goddamn mouth and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's a serious issue. And a lot of people have this bug. They do. So shock content creates instant emotion, anger, embarrassment, scandal, sex, celebrity conflict, and humiliation can generate immediate attention. Education usually asks something harder from the audience's the patience. You know, you have to be patient when it comes to intelligence. You just don't get everything all at once. Oh shit, all this shit going on in the world. Okay, that's fine. But is it valuable to you, or is it just shit you don't even need? See, some people listen to a lot of things and create a lot of content that has nothing to do with bettering yourself or other people. You just like talking shit. And that's cool because it's entertaining, but you talk shit about the wrong people. They come for your ass. I would know. Shit, I say one thing about certain athletes and people lose their shit as if I said something wrong. Fuck you, whatever. So the thing is, people love to hear about again anger, embarrassment, scandal, sex, celebrity, conflicts, and humiliation. But some people put yourself in conflicting situations that only you can get out of. So they said that lady lost like 30,000 subscribers in one fucking day because she was extremely disrespectful. See, that's why we got to practice this thing I talk about a lot. It's called accountability. There's nothing wrong with being accountable. There's nothing at all wrong with being accountable. It makes you better. But what if people are not concerned with being better? They're concerned with being funny. Oh, you're concerned with going viral. You remember when Cam Newton and Shannon Sharp had an episode. First thing, Thursday, as Cam was talking about, let's go viral. I was like, this dude, he's funny just like his hats. Anyway, virtually can create virality. Virality can create an illusion of authority. See, when you getting paid from these, you getting paid from YouTube, you got your money up, and you think people really digging you and things like that. Man, this is a stage that we sit on, and most of the time you got to be as authentic as you need to be to do what you got to do. Like, this is a therapy session for me when I come on here and I express myself because I'm able to get thoughts out that I want out, not in. So again, they came from within and they come out. Some people can't do that. They got to be a regurgitating machine. They want to repeat something that everybody else is talking about. And so that they can get their little, no, I'll give you something different. I like to add my flair to it, my individuality and also my authenticity. Understand that. So check it out. Virality can create an illusion of authority. A person can accumulate millions of views and still be poorly informed about particular subjects. Popularity measures attention, not necessarily knowledge. Yeah, you garner a lot of attention, but you're dumb as hell. And sometimes people watch people to see how foolish they really can be. How dumb they gonna get this time? Yeah, that's what I do because I look at some situations in awe. Like, what are they about to say? Like, why would you do that? That's me. That's my form of entertainment. Everybody has their different forms of entertainment. Some people like to be cluelessly informed. So check this out. To use Taj K as a case study in content, not as a personal attack. See, that's the problem with people. Sometimes you can't talk about something not, and like she did, she personally attacks people, literally. So the argument is, do I think Taj K is effective in generating gossip-driven entertainment? Shit, yeah, she makes plenty of money doing so, of course. But where I disagree is when the entertainment model gets treated as serious, intellectual, or social analysis. That's where everything gets murky. You know, that's much that's a much stronger criticism than simply calling somebody stupid. I didn't call her stupid. I said she was talented. I didn't degrade her. Not one time. Couldn't do that. Won't do it. But I do question her motives. See, she shits on a lot of people. She just said she was one of the first to put out the shit about Roland Martin and his G string, his cheetah G string situation. God damn it, Roland Martin getting pegged. Yeah, I heard about that shit too. Yeah, she was funny. So that's what made me kind of tune in to Tashki when she said Roland Martin getting pegged. I'm like, oh my god, she's funny. She is funny, but sometimes being a court jester or being, comedic like can turn on your ass. That ain't always the case. You can't always want to be the center of attention when your ass is uninformed. Then you don't want to be the center of attention no more. You want the glasses, you want the eyes off your ass at that point. You don't want that shit no more. God, I don't want to be the center of attention. I bet you don't. So controversy becomes a business model. That's what she has. Controversy becoming a business model because she can talk shit about anybody she wants. And well, when your ass ain't accountable, that should have cost you. Ask Cardi B. I bet your ass won't talk about her no more. So once someone income depends upon people being outraged. Now this their income. Every single peaceful week becomes a financial problem. Somebody needs a feud. You got to have some controversy. You got to have something to feed on a feud. And somebody needs to be exposed. Somebody needs to become the villain. Yeah. See, that's another thing. A lot of people, I'm going to bring up one more person. I'm going to name drop one more person. Tariq Nasheed. Everybody wants to make the cat a villain when he just says what's on his mind. Uh, does he have an agenda? I'm sure of some sorts, but it ain't for me to say. I don't disagree with a lot of content that he put out. He's intelligent and he's funny. Do I agree with everything he says? Hell no, man. Some of the shit he said, I'd be like, okay. But am I gonna hate on the man? Why? That's not what I do. Not even hating on Tasha K, just giving my audience, my people, the people that subscribe to the Wilderness Podcast, subscribe to the Wilderness Podcast on YouTube. Go to thewilderness.podcast.com. Check out the site. And if you want to pick up some merch, I would prefer you pick up some merch. That would be great. Yeah. So anyway, the thing is what people need to ask, why is 2 hours of research historical discussion might receive fewer views than a 12-minute celebrity scandal? That's fine. That's a powerful discussion with any people simply because if you think about how people rise and fall, it depends on the foundation that their system is built on. Seriously. So, like it's not necessarily shitting on people, but people need to understand how to not really put themselves in a shit bowl, basically. So, unproductive conversation gives people the feeling of participation without the requirements of action. You're not required to do anything when you're just talking shit. You're just gonna laugh, forget what the hell you were talking about, and get the hell on somewhere. That's pretty much what you're gonna do. But you could spend 6 hours of argument about somebody else's marriage, celebrating a feud or a private life, and accomplish absolutely fucking nothing on your own, but you just let 6, 7 hours pass by about bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with you. But you could have been watching the Wilderness podcast, doing something educational, reading a book, enhancing and improving yourself just by breathing and reading. Shit. So information should leave you with something. So whatever you put into your vessel, into your being, into your thoughts, your ideology, your mind, your methodology, how you're going to get through the next few moments of the day, even. Information should be able to lead you where you're supposed to go. You understand? Did you learn a historical fact, understand an economic benefit, become a better spouse, even? What have you learned how government works? Improve your finances. Reconsider an assumption, if not ask what actually consumes you. I'm telling you, filthy information makes you a filthy-minded person. It makes you a reprobate. You don't think well when your mind don't have anything to go on. Shit. Think about it. So, are we choosing what we feed our minds, or are we algorithmically trained our minds to crave intellectual junk food? Junk. Shit, nothing. Shit that don't do nothing for you, don't help you do nothing. What if your job was at stake, right? And you're asked to do those little trainings. You know, you do those little trainings. Do you put that shit off, or do you get it done? If somebody tasks you with something, do you put it off, or do you get it done? Think about it. So, you know, think about food, right? Okay. Food provides a usual analogy. Nobody says dessert must disappear, but you wouldn't construct your entire diet from dessert, sweets, sugar, shit that'll kill you. Same thing with gossip. Everybody likes a little filth. Don't get me wrong, even me. I talk a little bit of it too, but small, doses. Not your whole conversation can't be about smut shit. You just can't. So gossip can be a dessert for you. Gossip, people like talk shit, non-verifiable. This shit, what I heard, what somebody said was like, yeah, people gonna do that. That's understandable. Comedy can be a dessert. Yeah. Somebody gonna, but is that your whole meal? Were you nurtured? Celebrity drama can be a dessert. Somebody that's a celebrity that you may not like, and something happened to them. You like, that's good for their ass. They deserved it. Or maybe you don't dislike them. You just don't like the things they do, and you would wish they perform or do better. Or maybe they're a celebrity, and you met your celebrity, and they're an asshole and a real dirtbag in person, like for real. Think about those things. Okay. So let's examine some things here. Let's examine a few things, because we need to bring responsibility back to the audience as well as the creators. Responsibility needs to be exchanged here. So let's clarify something. Stop confusing somebody being loud with somebody being knowledgeable. Let's stop doing that. And let's also stop confusing followers with wisdom. She got millions. She got hundreds of thousands, millions, but that don't equate to your intelligence, lady. So stop confusing controversy with courage. Just because somebody creates controversial subjects and topics doesn't make them have courage. They just the first to talk some shit. A real journalist hits the path, hit the road, uncovers a story. They're in the mix. They got verifiable facts. They've seen shit with their own eyes. They have conveyed what they had to convey. They just want to put it into words. They have done research. They have multiple sources that are verifiable sources that they put their time and efforts into. Also, stop confusing entertainment with education. You can combine them. You can have edutainment, something like what I do. Edutainment. Edutain. I educate and entertain. You can combine them, but just don't stick with entertainment. See, education is when something is learned and applied. You can learn it and apply it. Nobody said education was always for the good of you. It's just something that you can educate someone on how to be a good thief, a real good thief. And it will serve them well if they're good enough. But do you want to apply it in every situation? You have to know when and when not to be. You get it? Okay. So before you give somebody 2 hours of your attention, ask yourself one question. When is it finished? And what will I know that I didn't know before I even put my fucking time and effort into this at all? Understand that? Then um, that's where you can understand something much bigger than a personality. You can understand how a person moves, operates, and distributes information because of who they are and how they act with other people. You see, some people say never meet your heroes. So Tasha K has a lot of girls like, hey girl, go on, do your thing. Shut up. How about that? Shut your goddamn mouth, because somebody gonna get your ass back. I don't even understand how some people will literally think that just because you're a loudmouth or just because you saying shit all the time or you just got something to say, you just got something to say. Like it means some shit. See, sometimes Tasha K ain't the only one out here. It's a lot of people in her predicament, in her situation, where they spew off a lot of shit with no nothing to shit. They just talk shit. And sometimes talking shit can cost you. Um, that's the show. I might be doing a show later. Coming back with the wife. We're gonna do one today or tomorrow, but I just had to get this information out here because this is a show I was gonna do last night. It's a show I was gonna do earlier today, later today. But I'm gonna stop putting stuff off so much and start put more content out. I have a lot to do. I have I'm just not I don't sit up here and just do this now. I have a life. I have responsibilities. I have other things that I prefer to do, but I will get better getting back at you. I love you guys, man. I love when y'all subscribe to the Wilderness Podcast. I love to see you. I love to see you taking care of yourselves. I like the comments. I like feedback, but I also want y'all to subscribe. I love you. I want you to love me back. So we're here on the Willis Podcast. We learn together, we grow together. And, sometimes we talk a little shit, but sometimes you have to understand what's attractive. The person that's giving you quality information, something that's going to help you, something that's going to grow your life, something to make you a little better. Or are you going to be a person that can only be entertained by other people's misery? Because that's normally what kind of the shock value shit with the whole gossip and all that kind of stuff is misery. It's misery and people wanting to be consumed by miserable shit. Anyway, that's Willis Podcast today. I'll be back later on today, hopefully, if I don't got something else to do. I do got a tumbler to bill, and I got some work to do. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Willis Podcast. I appreciate y'all. I love you. I already know what it is because you already know what I like to do. When I like to tell you my favorite part of the show is to tell you what's good for you. You know what it is. The will is yours. Be cool, be easy, be peaceful. And y'all watch all that gossipy shit y'all be talking about, man. Seek some information. Seek something that's gonna help you out and gonna improve you, your brain, your mindset, your being as a person, and do something that's gonna benefit you. You can't always get benefits from gossip and bullshit. Anyway, I'll let y'all. Peace.